Okay, so let's talk about a few people, man, that I know that the watchers want to hear from. G-Aktive is probably one of the most requested follow-up interviews that I get.
I bet.
And unfortunately, we got to wait for him to come home.
37 Drive, keep it live.
Yeah, what can you say about G-Aktive, man?
He's another one who Brim baby. His whole family, his uncles, like that's my big homie, his uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like, was big homies with my big homie. They helped bring back their generation of Foodtown Brim and started what is 37th Street Brim. So the Brinkley's, rest in peace, Miss Brinkley, she owned 2 houses on here before her death. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't gonna sell them all the money they offered her, 800,000, million. I ain't giving it up. And she stayed there till her death. But yeah, man, G-Aktive was a loyal homie. It's fucked up that they politicked on him and he got tricked off of the street. He was really with it, even in the county jail when you talking about gangster. That's what I can tell you about G-Aktive. He really is that, in jail and on the street. What these dudes be proclaiming to be, you know what I'm saying? He went through a lot of tests. Remember, him, AOB Fingers, was kids when their best friend got killed on this block on Raymond in 2000, 13-year-old boy. You know what I'm saying? Fingers barely got away with his life. A lot of people don't understand that Fingers went through that type of trauma at such a young age. You know what I'm saying? Time Bomb was Charlie. He named his son after Time Bomb. Time Bomb was 12 years old when he was killed. The dude was probably about 30-something, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So it was a real sad occasion, man. But G-Aktive went through that. He went through a lot of tests or whatever. And he was always facing whatever obstacle it was and being who he was. His name rang bells in that county jail, knocking niggas out, beating niggas up, and standing on what he believed and how he pushed his line. I respect it. I think a lot of his enemies do too. So that's probably why you get a lot of things. He's a real respectful dude at this point. He ain't the same dude. He should be coming home. Free G-Aktive, that's the homie Drive boys. You know what it is, man. It's always love, family.
Now, I did another popular interview with a youngster named Pee Wee, who's, I guess he's locked up now too.
Yeah, Weestro locked up. He's still in the county jail, I believe. I ain't talked to him probably like 8 months. But Pee Wee was a leader. He was a rebel. Like the structure that was over here, remember, he was an import. He is the eyeball. He wasn't born or never even lived in the 30s. You understand what I'm saying? His mom is a lawyer or DA or something. He living in Inglewood, but he came over here at such a young age, 9 years old. He seen the love from the beginning, like, and he fell in love with that. And he dedicated his life to that, pushing the line the way he seen fit, going against the rules. There's been a lot of situations with Weestro. Weestro with the shit though. One of the craziest dudes I ever met in my life. But as being a rebel against the system, a lot of youngsters fall at. Look at heavy metal. It was huge in rock and roll because these kids were rebelling against the norms of their parents. You could tap into the pulse of pop culture with those teams. It's really powerful, and it's kind of similar in both ways.
Now, one of my most controversial interviews that I've ever posted, and it took me several months to eventually put it out because I wasn't going to put it out actually, was the one I did with Big Stretch, where he really went deep into the prison politics.
Right.
And you know, he represents this soil over here pretty hard too. What was your whole take on that?
Big Stretch, his squad. So however he push, I push with him. I love him. That's his experience. I never went through that with the prison politics. I'm not involved in none of that, but I've always been a frontliner in the system. I got long histories of riots and stabbings and all kind of shit that I didn't really did for this. But my experience with them, they was riding. Maybe his was different, so whatever he said, I stand on that.